to the 12th episode of Something Fell, a YouTube show devoted to Dave Sims' Cerebus. I'm Colin Blanchette. I'm here with cartoonist Carl Stevens.
Hello.
And before we jump into this, let's maybe take a look at some of the work that we do. So, Carl, why don't you talk about Mother Nature?
Mother Nature is my most recent work from Titan Books, and it was a collaboration between myself and Jamie Lee Curtis and Russell Goldman. It's about this town that is ravaged by this evil energy company, and which sets this Navajo spirit who possesses the daughter of one of its slain victims, and then she wreaks havoc on all those who are responsible. It's fully painted in ink and watercolor and still available from Titan.
All right. And how about Penny?
And then Penny is probably the work that I'm most known for. It's about my house cat, Penny, and her existential crisis about being trapped inside all day. It's basically a book of gag cartoons, and is available from Chronicle Books.
All right. And there's a sequel coming.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the sequel, Pepper, about her sister, will be out in October from Toon Books.
All right. And for my part, I make a zine about comics called Canon. This is the main title. We have a few spin-offs as well. Reviews, articles, interviews, what have you. Issue 7 coming soon. And we have a website now, canoncomiczine.com. And we also have a store at canonzine.bigcartel.com. All right.
That's right.
Okay. All right. And so, so we're here with number 12 of Cerebus.
Right.
What do you think about this cover? Let's talk about that first.
It's pretty. It's like an odd bit of the story to feature because, as we'll see, it's not, I think, the most interesting part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But that like purple's kind of wild. Like what's going on with like the like coloring, like those dots and stuff. It just seems it seems like the last few issues he hasn't been able to get like the coloring right. Like there's like a sloppiness to it. Yeah. I mean, like Cerebus, there's that weird tangent of like Cerebus's ear, like on the, guy's thigh right there.
Sure.
That kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
And how the guy on the ground, his like left arm or his hand is like resting on that guy's foot.
That's right.
So, and he must be like 11 feet tall, and that guy, that Cerebus is, stabbing with the oar is like, 5 feet tall. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, it's like the like composition is okay, but his perspective's all fucked up.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
No, I think you're right. It's funny to me because the insides just kind of keep getting better, but the covers are always a little wonky, and the coloring is definitely kind of garish, and I only say that because we know he becomes so good at it later that it is sort of startling to see these early efforts where he doesn't really seem to know what he's doing with the coloring yet.
Yeah, I feel like when he switches to like using watercolor and like painting, I think they like look a lot better. I mean, he's to just be laying down the whatever the tone process was.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems, it's like clumsy,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so let's look at this a word from the publisher.
Yes. Okay. So this is a startling one. So much has happened between issue 11 and issue 12 that it may be hard to put it all in. As you will read in the letters page, Dave had a nervous breakdown after issue 11. It probably had something to do with the fact that he did issue 10 and 11 back to back. That's too much work for anyone. Wanting Dave to have some time to recuperate, I went to the New York City con alone. Everybody there was very helpful and the fans were tremendous. Dave joined me down in Philadelphia, and from there we went home for about a week and then went down to Atlanta, Georgia for their con. Atlanta was the biggest surprise. We didn't figure there was much of a following down south, but were we ever wrong? The organizers of the con were great. The fans were fantastic. We even met a guy whose name is Elrod. Can you believe it? And someone told me that he is forming a fan club, a Cerebus fan club. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, Southern hospitality has me hooked. Coming back from the cons and going back to work can be a letdown. And after those 3 big cons, we really had a hard time getting started. A few things did help, like the letters you'll see in the letters page. We decided it was time to move up in life, so Dave now has a studio separate from the apartment. It's big, but I think that he'll grow into it. I'm not going to say much about this issue. It has some nice surprises that I wouldn't want to spoil, but don't let that slow you down from reading it. Probably the best thing you could do right now is start on the page opposite this and read it on through. Enjoy, Denny.
Yeah.
Here comes Dave's 19 nervous breakdowns.
I know. Are you surprised how transparent they were about him having a nervous breakdown?
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah.
That seems very modern or like very contemporary to like
You're right.
talk about one's ailments like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Like in public. So I mean, I like wonder if this issue was late because of it, and maybe that's why they decided to say that. But I mean, I would imagine she probably would have said something in the note, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, what's the date on issue 11? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's on time. Yeah, August, September, and this one's October, November.
Okay. Yeah.
Though maybe there was a little bit of wiggle room in that bi-monthly. Maybe they, maybe it was in the middle instead of at the beginning or something.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's wild. I mean, like, as you know, he did talk about this. It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Years later, and if I'm not mistaken, it was brought on by like acid or something.
That's
right?
what I've always remembered hearing too, was that it was an acid
right.
reaction to a trip.
Yeah, but Denny's saying it's exhaustion. So
yes, and I think he calls it later on the issue. He also, I think, calls it a nervous breakdown.
Okay.
I think that, yeah, I mean, knowing what we know now, it's pretty clear that the writing would be on the wall for maybe some of his later behavior.
Transgressions.
Yes, but very interesting. I was just so surprised it was that they just flat out said it like it was nothing. And she really just sort of like, yeah, he had a nervous breakdown. Like if you're newly married to someone, and a couple months later they have to spend 4 days in the hospital because of whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That's pretty concerning, you would think, but
yeah. I know. I'm trying to put on a brave face, I guess.
I guess so.
But,
well,
yeah.
There's still commerce to be done. They still need people to buy Cerebus. I also thought it was interesting that he got a studio.
Yeah. Right.
It's just I mean, even back then when I'm sure the rents were pretty cheap, I mean, that's still an extra bill every month.
Right. And then as we'll see in the letters pages, that's, like money seems to be kind of tight,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wonder. And then what we know about Marshall Rogers and
yeah, right.
like I wonder if just like the marriage just really isn't,
Yeah,
working
yeah,
out.
and
Just needed to,
maybe Dave needs a little time to himself too.
yeah,
Knowing what he would maybe think about sharing space with a woman for that much time isn't something he wanted to do. He
yeah,
needed to go away each day and clock in and clock out.
right. Or I mean, yeah, I mean, I like get that, it'll feel more like a job.
Sure. No,
So
I get the appeal of a studio for sure. It's just you work from home. It's like I'm sure there is an appeal maybe to going somewhere and doing something, but it's a lot cheaper to work in your house.
yeah, I know. I mean, there's like pros and cons. I mean, like the money is definitely always the con, but um, yeah, it is, if like you're used to like working or like going to a job, to like be productive, like
Yeah.
in the arts, you have to treat it as such. Like you do have to clock in every day and
Yeah.
work. So having a separate space, just you can like kid yourself into thinking that it's like a real job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. Okay, well, let's jump into this guy.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, again, a big step up. I love the title page.
mhm.
Um, even though the perspective's a little wonky, it's still like arranged pretty well, and he seems to be really putting the time into the backgrounds.
Yeah.
In this issue. Um,
Yeah, the stuff these guys are wearing is pretty developed.
yeah, kind of. I mean, it seems to have like jumped in time a little bit, because like now it seems to be like the 17th century Europe, as opposed to like medieval Europe.
That's not as many barbarians walking around. These guys are
Fops, yeah,
pops, yeah, for sure.
like burgers,
Yeah,
like Dutch syndics, stepped out of like a Rembrandt etching.
yeah. And this, Cerebus really has. This is something I harp on. I feel like I say this with every single issue, whether or not he blends in with his backgrounds or not. Um, and this issue kind of goes to where it feels almost like a Bakshi movie. He really feels like he's put on top of these great backgrounds.
Yeah, totally.
He really pops out, and not necessarily in a bad way, but just he's so tight on Cerebus in these pictures that he really seems to be kind of on a front layer on top of the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Great expressions, and he's Cerebus is looking better every issue.
100%. Yeah, like really, really, you can see like the joy of him. Just like coming up with all these different expressions. Like he really like has a natural talent for that. But like this, like that page in particular too, of like Cerebus being drunk with like the lettering kind of like going off into the distance on that third. That was cool to see, because that's definitely something he does like 20 years later, to like really great effect. So it's like cool to see the like beginnings of that.
Yeah.
That he's like already starting to innovate with like the lettering.
Yes, he is. And like these panel borders here at the bottom, this also feels like a later Dave Sim technique. This sort of the panels just being sort of rough and groggy, kind of match what's going on. They're nice and tight up here, and then at the bottom they're sort of
getting more deprecated.
Yeah. So he's thinking to himself about this huge treasure he lost, and so in the last issue, which once again he's actually referring to the last issue, like it's Iron Man or something, like there's an actual progression that's happening.
Yeah.
And so he decides he's going to go back and find that buried treasure in the wherever the hell the cockroach had it. They found all the money in the well, but they didn't find it all in his wall. So
Right.
He thinks so. He's
Gonna
and
go back.
yeah, he's going to go back. This scene is great though, right? These buildings, these bricks.
Oh, totally. Yeah, there's like a lot of variation. Yeah, good with the perspective. I like, Cerebus. He like really looks like he's rowing that boat.
Mm-hmm.
He's really leaning into it. It's yeah. I mean, it's like what a revelation. I feel like that nervous breakdown had a good effect
That's right.
on his psyche.
Yeah, it made him concentrate on some things, that's for sure. Yeah, he does so well with this. We talked about like the bridge and some of the buildings in the last issue. I mean, these backgrounds look fantastic.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're like dock, like the rope and everything. I mean, he really just must have, upped his like morgue file, or maybe like just took a bunch of photos of something, because I mean, like it really looks accurate.
Yeah. So yeah, Cerebus comes in. He's going to use a sword to kind of break into this area where he thinks the cockroach has all his treasure. Great sequence here of facial expressions.
Yeah.
And then he looks in, and there's no gold, and he now is going to throw a temper tantrum.
Yeah, that's such a great storytelling sequence too, of like all the close-ups, and then like that like middle like horizontal panel of that's all silhouetted. It's such a great just way to like convey that that it's like empty in there, to just have like all that black space.
Yes. Yeah, very very kind of Looney Tunes ish.
It's true, but yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry.
That's good. Yeah, so he expected the gold to come pouring out, and it did not. So now he's going to go in here and try to figure out what happened. He sees there's a tunnel, and he thinks somebody has absconded with the gold, so he's going to go find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's crawling through this thing. I mean, the layouts are kind of cool on this page.
Yeah, again, like with the curved panels, just kind of adding to the confusion and the like delirium, I guess.
Yeah, he's drunk while he's doing all this, drunk and angry. And then he finds the cockroach here, his cockroach cave, his secret sanctum.
Yeah. Oh, and like another note about the art of this issue is like he seems to have just bought out all the like tones at the art supply store, because this is just filled with like all kinds of different gray patterns.
Yes.
I mean, it's almost like an issue of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Like
and,
all that.
I don't know, on the screen here, it almost looks a little more crisp than it does in person, right? I don't know about your issue, but my issue feels very washed out.
Yeah, it does. Because like the tone is so like fine, and like that 1970s like web printing just couldn't like pick it up,
Yeah. The cockroach is doing no favors by this,
Yeah, I mean he's really kind of muddy, but yeah, I kind of like it. I mean, there's like a painterly quality to it. So I mean, I think like the technique like with that stuff too, that you could like erase it, to like make it lighter. So,
sure.
like, he's going in there with like an eraser and just kind of, messing with it.
It does look more like fabric, than it would through almost any other technique. I think this this
like
woolen,
too,
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, just it has this like woolen quality, like It does look like he's wearing a costume as opposed to, superheroes always have the tight spandex. It almost just looks like an extension of their skin, But this
Right.
one, he looks like he's wearing a wool,
Yeah.
uncomfortable, sewn by himself costume,
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
like you said, you were mentioning the tones, like even this lettering down here at the bottom of him crying, each letter has its own tone appearance.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. He's got to be in there with like an eraser,
Mm-hmm.
You can like kind of see it on like that second A on the ba ah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. For some reason, this sequence makes me think of Eisner a little bit. Maybe it's the overwrought emotion, but
Oh yeah, I could see that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So now, Cerebus has told this guy that he's an orphan to play on the cockroach's weakness. He himself is an orphan. His parents were murdered, and so, so he tells him that he's going to be attacked by Elrod. He just pulls that name out of a hat, obviously, just an idiot that he's had to deal with.
Yeah.
And this is mostly just Dave's dialogue, him trying to do his back and forth thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's a pretty good pattern,
It is, yeah, and he keeps it interesting considering it is just two people talking. It's still pretty interesting visually.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah. Right. I like the next page a lot. The page after this, there's like a cool little like silhouette panel.
Yeah. Bottom here.
Yeah. It's really great.
That's great.
And then even like the water like splashing up too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool, all the stops with like the textures.
Yeah. Once again, the river. The river looks fantastic here. Yeah, his rowboats, his steps, everything just looks great. Like you said, the splash. Yeah, this all feels very much like the Spirit. I think you pointed that out a couple issues ago. He must have really stumbled across some Eisner Spirit work.
Yeah, definitely.
He's lovingly depicting this stuff in a way that he wasn't before.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if that is the case, I mean, it's like smart to do that, because you're doing like a black and white book. I mean, those Eisner spirits are, kind of hard to beat. I mean, like, like for the time,
Yeah, for sure.
What you can exploit with that technique.
Yeah. But one thing about this issue that I really noticed, and it's apparent on this page, but it's also really apparent on the next page, is he actually has Cerebus moving. Like in this page here, he's dragging the sacks of gold, and you can kind of actually feel like he's moving something. But then on this, the cockroach has now taken off with the rowboat, saying this is too dangerous for you. And Cerebus, of course, is like, "Fuck this! I'm going to follow this guy." And he's hauling ass, through the cavern. And it's great. It makes me wish he was doing this more often. Not relying so much on off-panel fights and
right, actually showing the action. Yeah.
Showing the action. I don't get me wrong, I love all the dialogue and I love his sense of place, but it'd be nice, to cut loose like this every once in a while and just have someone in motion, because he clearly has a facility for it and he just doesn't do it very much.
Yeah, it's true. Or he just probably wasn't confident enough, but now that he's confidence, it's it's starting to, I mean, like the page turn for you, but like not for the issue. It's actually
yes,
kind of cool, because then he just like busts through, like that window, that top panel is like great. Yeah, it's like kind of odd that like that isn't like a page turn,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, it was last issue, I think, where he had the letters page in the middle of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
issue.
totally.
He was clearly thinking about the page turn. And I wonder, like in later Cerebus, I feel like he abandons that, right? Because he's doing these 500-page books. So who cares where the page turn is? You're reading so many pages.
Right.
But here it's just a monthly or a bi-monthly comic. So he's thinking about that more. But honestly, when the action's good, I don't really care about the page turn. I just want to see cool shit happen. And this looks great. All these backgrounds. I mean, it's not Gerhard, but you can see he was very, very capable on his own.
Yeah, totally. I mean, in a way, it almost looks like better because it like blends with like the style more at the time.
It's more organic for sure.
Yeah.
This the window crash panel that you mentioned, which looks fantastic. I also like the lettering of the crash.
Yeah, he hadn't really done something. Well, I mean, like maybe, but like nothing that's like as illustrative.
This panel is very kind of Frank Miller to me. Frank Miller Daredevil.
Yeah, I could see that.
A guy going through glass. I guess.
Yeah, I like how he did the glass too with like the white paint.
Yes.
Or like whatever it is, or he's just scratching it into the ink, but just that's a really smart way to do that because glass is so reflective. It's the edges are white, so you wouldn't draw it in black ink. You'd use white. So that's
I mean, to invoke Miller one more time, like in Sin City, you have the character smashing through the windshields and same kind of effect, but 14 years later or whatever.
I mean, I'm sure Miller looked at Cerebus. He was probably hip enough back then, right?
I would assume so. He seems like he was casting a wide net. If he was reading Japanese comics that weren't in English, I'm sure he was checking out stuff from
Canada.
Just over the border. So Cerebus he's taken a shortcut, crashed through this building, and he lands right outside. I guess he's on the boat. He's on the boat with Cockroach. Pretty much you're like, okay, we're gonna take care of this gold right now. And then we get this really fun moment where he hears Elrod's voice off panel.
That expression.
It's a great reaction from Cerebus.
Oh no. Arab.
So good. And it's so funny that he dreads Elrod so much, despite the fact that he could kill him in a second if he wanted to, but he just finds him so irritating.
Right.
So here's Elrod. We're gonna have a crossing of the streams. Two supporting characters meeting for the first time.
It's true. Yeah. Two like crazy characters.
Well. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Which later on, don't they team up? Isn't Elrod a sidekick or something for one of the Roach manifestations?
Oh yeah. Which one is that? Is that during the Secret Wars parody?
Maybe. I lose track, but yeah. There's so many Roach versions.
There are. It's great. I mean, Elrod's such a great character.
Yeah. This is a great Elrod face here, too. He looks otherworldly.
Totally. He's a real glow.
And his hat here, Carl. Here's that. It's the return of that. Yeah. The Jasper Johns.
Jasper Johns hat. Yeah. They couldn't resist.
He's held off on it for 2 or 3 issues now, but he lets a little taste of it come back for Elrod.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his hat was probably toned like that, in like the early issues, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
So we had to keep it consistent. Great silhouette on that page.
Yes.
The right page. But
yeah.
It's really effective.
It is. Great superhero pose.
Totally. And like the clouds, like with the tone.
Yeah, you're right.
Good.
Yeah, great panel. Great panel.
Right. So like, what are they talking about?
Well,
Yeah.
Cerebus has told Cockroach that Elrod is the bad guy that's coming to take his gold.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And
Okay.
so he thinks I'm gonna, take care of this guy. He's giving his whole superhero speech. And of course, Elrod's oblivious. He's just in his Foghorn Leghorn voice. My name's Elrod, accent on the L.
Yeah.
Yeah, great patter though. I mean, it really. I don't know. Of course, I love Elrod. I love the fog. I love Foghorn Leghorn. It's great. But God, his abilities as it's not even as a mimic because he's making his own dialogue to fit into that speech pattern.
Yeah. I know.
What a
He's
talent.
Yeah. I know. Like, we really are lucky he has those voices in his head.
Yes. Yeah.
He's able to transcribe them very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a gift. I mean, that's one of the many tragic things about Dave Sim that it's just like that. Like talent is so rare to be able to write dialogue that is so natural sounding and also like funny. It's like I can think of like 3 other cartoonists that have that ability.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like Charles Schultz, Peter Bagg, and I don't know. Those are the ones that come to mind. This has like to it.
Yeah, he's a rarefied air, and we haven't even gotten to Lord Julius yet. He'll be showing up soon, but so Elrod's talking to this guy. I like this. Elrod's pointing out that his costume isn't very practical, and he tugs on the antenna and pulls his mask over. And this is clear like his commentary on Batman's cowl, right? That it'd be easy to blind Batman by just tugging on the ears.
You're blind.
Helpless, that is. And this line here, that uniform is nothing more than an accident looking for a place to happen. I really thought that was a clever line. Tremendous dialogue writer. And so Elrod's so busy giving a speech. He has this like whatever this panel is, this sort of Kirby motion he makes, and he knocks the cockroach into the water. I like this Elrod panel here. It looks so odd, but
perspective is totally. I mean, it's like his body. Awesome. His arms are not right.
Not right. Yeah, and it looks like they're metallic too, right? It looks like he's wearing armor of some kind.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's like Colossus or something.
Yes, yeah, perfect. And he's got this expression on Elrod's face he keeps using. I don't know if that's a callback to art from the Elric books or something, but the tragic look on the face doesn't really match the actions or anything that's happening.
Yeah, that is weird.
And so the cockroach gets knocked into the water, and Cerebus pulls him out. Once again, very spirit-looking art to me.
Like the water. I think it's the water, like dripping, that does that.
Yeah.
And also the affected, especially the bottom panel.
Oh yeah, there you go. Totally goes to a bird's eye view. All the, like you pointed out the clouds earlier. I love the way the sky looks in these panels, and good
atmosphere.
Good atmosphere. All of the urban environment here looks just fantastic in this issue. Like this on this top panel here, this seems like it's straight from the spirit, right? This just suggestion of brick,
totally. I didn't even think of that.
Okay, so he's trying to get Cockroach to go beat up Elrod. And then some, I guess they're like local
like
City Watch, police type people.
Yeah.
They show up, and Cockroach thinks that they are Elrod's cronies. Elrod's cronies. And so Cerebus is like, I'm just going to make quick work of these guys, and beats them up. And here's the scene from the cover. As you were pointing out, it looks better here than it does on the cover, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, it does. It just blown up that panel,
Right? Yeah.
Like redrew it, but kept the confidence.
Yeah.
I feel like a good action sequence too, and like the page after that, it's like it's actually showing action.
Yes.
Even though it's probably like a little too, tight. You should have pulled back more, but you can still like tell what's going on. He's shoving him to the ground,
Yes. It's funny to me, like you said, it's a little too tight. And this next page, he spends a whole page to show the aftermath and for him to be leaving on the boat. It's an odd choice, right?
It is an odd choice. Because it doesn't really look like he's like rowing away, because part of the craft is it's like only like a little bit of it sticking out. I don't know, like there seems to be like a lack of movement.
Yes.
And the perspective's kind of fucked up. I feel like the river should have curved more,
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like whatever water is flowing stops here in this little black section too.
Yeah. Something about it doesn't feel right.
No.
It should curve over more, like on the top there.
Yeah.
And pull back more, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And all these buildings, everything looks fantastic. He's just going to town on all this shit. But it feels odd to spend a whole page on this panel where you don't really see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting choices.
Yeah.
But he's doing so many good things. It's we're really just we're picking at it, but he's doing so many interesting things.
Yeah.
This next page, you have the silhouettes. Him leaving.
Mm-hmm.
He's leaving Elrod behind,
who
for some reason he has spared violence, as he always seems to do. He never pounds on Elrod, even though he could.
Yeah, so he must like him on some level.
Yeah, and I found this page a little confusing. He's in this boat. He has a bunch of gold. And then all of a sudden the boat just falls apart.
Right, like the weight of it all.
I guess. He even says here in this caption, abruptly, Cerebus's world shatters. And he's right. It is abrupt. It's too abrupt. There's no real explanation for why the boat shatters. It just sort of breaks on him.
Yeah, that is kind of weak storytelling. He should have been like dropping hints that this was going to happen earlier. And like ignoring the problem. If like he heard like splintering or like feel like the weight of the boat just wasn't quite right. I don't know, like something, some kind of like breadcrumb. Yeah,
some sort of creaky noise or something could have been happening, but so I was a little confused reading it, and okay, the boat, he's just lost all the gold for whatever, because it seems like that's what he's doing. Every issue he has to sort of set him back somehow.
Right. Yeah.
And so now he gets in what's left of the boat, and he's just sort of following it downstream. And he mentions that it's been his 27th birthday.
Right. It's odd too. It's like
that's an odd thing to say, right?
Yeah, we like finally get his age.
And
also, how long aardvarks live,
Right. And how old is Dave at this point? Do you know? Is he
probably 23, right?
Yeah.
79.
Yeah. So I'm curious about why he chose that as the the age. Maybe there's no meaning to it, but
Yeah, I'm sure not.
um,
Yeah, but it's cool to have like the silhouette. I like the last panel, but that was kind of neat. It looks
yeah.
silhouette.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't. It's great. Interesting. So
And that, like, and well, the perspective is a little odd too, because it looks like there's like a waterfall. Like,
that's yeah.
about to...
Yeah, these on these top panels, it's like he's on the ocean, and then now it looks like he's headed towards a waterfall.
Yeah,
It's kind of strange.
maybe that's first first page of issue 13 is Cerebus
Maybe
going
go right over the water. All right. Well, now we have a couple pages of letters. They're the letters seem to be improving, getting more complex. I want to point out this Gerard Einhaus from Philly. So where is it at? He says it. Or does he say it? Shit. Now I've lost it. I could have sworn he must say something about it because in oh yeah, Dave, at your seminar, Dave claimed you'll both put out Cerebus books for 26 years.
Right.
And that is the right amount. And then in Dave's response, he mentions, I'll just read the response. I think it's time for the comic book medium to involve itself with long-term one-man projects. Just as you wouldn't get Neil Adams to take over Crazy Cat after George Herman died. I hope to make Cerebus and Dave Sim synonymous and produce 156 issues, the last of which should be dated December 2003. Stick around and see if I can do it, okay?
This is like seminal issue.
Yes, and obviously the number is wrong. He would change it to 300, and it's right. I don't remember when exactly in 2003 he ends.
No, it was March 2004. That's like burned in my head.
Oh, March 2004. So it's very close, though. Only 4 months off. But amazing. He was already saying this, especially when he was on the verge or had just had a nervous breakdown.
Well, the story, though, isn't it? Like with like, having the nervous breakdown from like the acid trip. He like had that vision that like Cerebus was going to be this epic, right?
Yeah. Incredible stuff. Yeah. And then this last little bit here, the idea for the cockroach was inspired by a former Warner someone, Marshall Rogers. That's like, I think there's like 3 different Marshall Rogers references on this page.
Yeah.
And so the next letter is from Danny Davids, and he asks, he says, any more titles you decide to publish, I'll buy them, and they mention that they're going to be releasing Swords of Cerebus, reprinting the first 3 issues in their entirety with a new cover and a new story, not Cerebus, written by Denny and drawn by Marshall Fire Escapes Rogers.
I know. Subtle dig, but also, like what's going
on? So Swords of Cerebus is already on the way next year, apparently.
Which is like a lot earlier than I remember. I thought that didn't come until like the early 80s, but I guess the demand to keep the stories in print.
Yeah, very smart. He was already thinking that way ahead of everybody else. Anyway, I've hogged that. What else jumped out to you about these letters, if anything?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to mention that, and then like he has his take about what happened, and then just all the people that he met at the conventions, like at the end.
Yes,
I did attend the Philadelphia and Atlantic conventions, though, as scheduled, and had a marvelous time at both, meeting Wendy and Richard Peeney, John Byrne, Kenneth Smith, and renewing old friendships with Chaykin, Gil Kane, and Marshall Ladies Man Roger. He, he also met Barry Smith and Wrightson. No. He said, I was pleased with reactions to Cerebus all around, particularly Barry Smith and Bernie Wrightson, who I didn't get to see, and Saul Harrison, who I did.
Yeah.
It all well with accounts payable on this issue. Next issue, should see the introduction of Cerebus newsletter. And then all the products.
Yeah. I want to talk about these names real fast. This really, I mean, within a few lines, what a variety of people,
Oh yeah.
Totally. Wendy and Richard Peeney, his direct kind of contemporaries / competition. John Byrne, who is not yet a superstar, but is on his way to becoming one.
Right.
Kenneth Smith, who's a fantasy artist and an academic, but also for many years wrote unreadable columns for the Comics Journal.
Sure did.
That Gary Groth published, I think, in a large part to irritate people. And Kenneth Smith, by the way, alive and well. Yes.
Holy shit.
Gary actually told me recently that he talked to him on the phone for a few hours. He said he's not only still alive, he's kicking ass. That's what he said.
Wow. Incredible.
In his he's retired, obviously, but and then of course he mentions guys who were big names at the time: Howard Chaykin, Gil Kane, Marshall Rogers, Barry Smith, Bernie Wrightson, all huge 70s artists.
Yeah.
And then Sol Harrison, who was he like vice president of DC or the head of production? I mean, he's like a big guy at DC. It's just funny to think of all these people mingling together in a way that wouldn't really happen now because the industry is so broken apart,
they're all kind of playing field, and they're all like at a hotel in Philly.
yeah, kind of probably a rinky-dink convention compared to what you have nowadays. Anyway, I love seeing all those names together. What a variety of people. And that some of these people would, obviously John Byrne goes on to be one of the biggest guys in comics for the next 20 years.
Like a short time after, like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, he's probably drawing like Iron Fist or some shit, but pretty soon he's going to have lines around the block to buy his comic. Anyway, just a weird mix.
Yeah, it is a weird mix.
Yeah.
And then there's a fanzine for like something that Gene Day did. Is that what it is?
Black Zeppelin. Later, Denny would publish 5 issues of Black Zeppelin later on.
Oh, really?
Through Renegade, yeah. I think it's collecting older material because Gene Day had passed away.
Okay.
But yeah. So I don't know what this version of Black Zeppelin is. I'd never heard of this. I only know the one that came out in the 80s later.
Okay.
But pretty cool. And also, it says that there's a sim parody of ElfQuest, which I would like to see.
Yeah, I was curious about that too.
Me too. Also should mention one of these letters is from Lee Mars. Right. Underground cartoonist, and was published by Star Reach, Pudge Girl Blimp. Mm-hmm. Lee Mars also still alive.
Really? Wow,
I saw her at CXC. I guess it's probably 3 years ago. Last time I was there, her and Trina Robbins jointly accepted kind of like a whatever award they give out for like lifetime achievement there.
Yeah, well deserved, because like she did a lot of underground stuff.
Yeah. But very cool that she was writing into Cerebus, and that once again, it's a small world in comics back then. And I would really love to see these newsletters. We should try to see if they're online or something anywhere. if they exist. Because he mentions drawings by Wendy Peeney, Howard Chaykin, and John Byrne of Cerebus. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So like they like must exist. I mean, if because that would be really shitty. If we
Yes.
got them
Yes.
to give him all those drawings and then it never came out.
Yes. And a column by Michael Loubert, the map guy.
Right.
So you're gonna want that.
Right. Yeah. You love the map.
Yeah, right. You love Ocean Sea. Let's see what he can do with history.
So does it does Cerebus hologram. Have you ever seen that?
No. Yeah, I don't really know. It's a pendant, it says.
Right.
This ad is awesome. Fantastic ad. I love it.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're $20. So wait, real quick.
Yeah.
$28 in 1979. $90.
Jesus. Okay. It's a pretty high end swag.
Yeah. A pendant.
Yeah. I wonder about this this logo here, this Cerebus logo, which is not the Cerebus logo.
It kind of should be though.
It has it looks like it would be something for I don't know, for like a company that makes computer discs,
Oh yeah.
Right?
I think it would be such a disconnect. Yeah, it's like something, it's like an Atari font.
Yeah. But yeah, I like this Cerebus illustration at the top. Once again, he's so great at light effects. All coming out of this pendant. I'm sure the pendant does not look as cool as this, but I'd still love to see it. And only available from Seagate distributors, which I also thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Seems strange.
Smart. Yeah. Well, merchandise becomes a big part of the industry.
That's true.
Yeah. I know. Something to be learned. Got to start making penny plushies.
That's right. Yes, you should. Hand sewn by you and Alex.
That's right. Yeah. Get Kyler to make them. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. The cartoonist Alex Graham. She makes her own little plushies and sells them at shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't have no comment other than they exist. But I think it's interesting when people make things.
Yeah. No, it's good to have the hobbies like that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Cerebus number 12. Kind of a fun issue.
Totally.
And we'll reconvene for number 13.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you to anyone who made it this far. Thanks, Carl.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Colin. See you.